What does this mean? So I filtered this word because I don't actually know if I can say it on Facebook. But today is day number 8. I'm Nina Concepcion, and it's all about embracing your inner. So every time I mean to say this word, but I know that I can't say it because I don't know that I can't say it, but I'm not sure if I can. And rather than getting my phone taken off Facebook, every time I want to say this word, I'm just going to hold this post-it note up because that way you'll know what word I'm trying to say. And the first thing I want to bring to your attention is question, do you think you're a? Do you not want to be a? And do you actually embrace your inner? Because the thing is, something that John Demartini talks about is that we all have, every single human being has every single value with regard to personal traits. I think he said there's about 3,000 something human traits. So we can all be a douchebag. We can all be kind. We can all be amazing. We can all be thoughtful. We can all be selfish. We can be all of the human traits, and we just have different elements of each thing, and it's still a choice which one we want to be in which instances. And it's day number 8 about how I got into this line of work, and a big part of that is embracing all parts of me, including my inner. This word right here. I can see that Jason and Brad are online. Hi guys, it's nice to see you. Even as guys, I think it's still important for you guys to embrace your inner, or embrace your inner a-hole. Can I say that on Facebook? Just anything that you would necessarily associate with maybe being a male and being called something somewhat negative. Because like I was just saying, Demartini talks about how we have every single of these traits. And the more that we can accept that we are everything, the less judgment we tend to have on people is because we realize we are actually every single trait. And it's one of those things where, as a female, because I can only speak from a female perspective, we often don't want to be called this word. We often don't want to be seen as this. We often don't want to be called anything negative. But the thing is, it also allows us to hide away from our emotions and not accept elements of who we are if we're not willing to accept all parts of ourselves, including this word. Just think about an instance when you had to stand your ground, where you had to be there for yourself because nobody else was being there for you. The times that you had to be strong and firm because then otherwise you would be put in a situation, a circumstance that you weren't comfortable in or that you didn't want to be in. Like I know, for example, being in real estate, it was something that I really had to learn how to harness this, because especially in a male-dominated industry, people are wanting to somewhat step all over you. Not every single person, but typically in most sales environments and sales industries, that's the sort of mentality. And even though I didn't want to be the sort of person, just because I am at sometimes and I choose to be at sometimes, it doesn't mean that it has to define me, and it doesn't mean that I need to be in every single instance. What John Demartini was talking about was when we can accept that we are all things, then 1, we stop judging other people for it, and 2, when someone calls us this word or another word that maybe we don't like, we don't take it personally, because we can say, yeah, you know what, I actually am. Yeah, I can be. And rather than us getting defensive and saying, what are you talking about? I'm not that, you're that, and getting attacking or defensive about it, we realize that we can actually be that. Even, at the moment, for example, I have PMS. I'm due in a few days, and I know that I have been a little bit moodier than normal in the last few days. And so because I know I'm a little bit moodier, I have actually pulled back, and I don't feel like socializing so much, and I don't feel like going out so much, because I'd just rather be with myself a lot in this moment in time. And for anyone who is a bit, oh my gosh, it is a bit full on in the last few days, I do I apologize? I apologize if you take it the wrong way. However, it does come from love and nothing personal, but I have PMS. And it's just biologically we have a whole bunch of emotions, and sometimes people just have to realize that it's not personal. So I'm not necessarily saying that I want to be this word, but I know that if I'm observing myself just with how I'm responding to things in the last few days, I have been this word because when I've got PMS, I've got less patience. I'm probably less understanding. And I probably just get that little bit shittier or frustrated quicker. Like I was talking to my partner or was it this morning? I don't remember anymore. But I said to him, I'm going to have to meditate on whatever it is that I was talking about because it was just frustrating me that I just said, I'm going to have to meditate on this. And I've learned what I need to do for myself to, even if I know I'm going to be this, not take it out on other people, or know how to be this without hurting anybody else and taking responsibility for when I am being this, as opposed to just saying, oh, I'm never this word and that's everybody else can be this, but I can't. It's a process of accepting all parts of you. And I know for me, there are some times that I can be that. I used to hate being called this word when I was younger. But, reading John Demartini's book, and I'll put it in the resources below if you guys like. But reading that really allowed me to see, wow, that's true. We actually are every single trait. And, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know your experience of embracing your inner, this word right here. If you have any questions as well, even the people that aren't watching live, I do read all the comments afterwards. I can see Cherie's on. Hi, Cherie. Brad, I have hide under couch when that happens. I think what you're trying to say, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is sometimes when we feel like we're being something similar to this word, that we want to hide. I'm the same, especially, like I said, around this time when I'm going through a bit of PMS. Sometimes I just want to be by myself. And I think that's okay. And I think it's just it's that balance of accepting us for who we are, but also knowing that we can make a choice. And the times that it's literally what's running through our body and we just need to go with the flow, then maybe we do need to retract and just be with ourselves, because it could be harmful being around other people in that time. Hi, Cherie. Yes, so the other point, other than, embracing all parts of you, and also my example of PMS, how this ties into you is also about caring for yourself. It's caring about who you are in all aspects of who you are. Caring and loving yourself even when you're in a shitty mood, even when you're angry, even when you're sad, not just when you're happy, not just when you're positive, not just when everything's going fine and dandy and everything's going according to plan. It's loving all parts of yourself. And I don't necessarily mean that I want you guys to be this word all the time. I'm saying be kind to yourself when you are being this. And if there's times that you don't mean to be this, be okay with that and accept it. And it doesn't mean that you're going to always be like that in the future, but at least you're being kind to yourself and you're understanding that it does happen and you are human and you are going to make mistakes and it's okay. PMS with my past partner. Yes. So I'm going to read the comment that you said again. Do you mean, Brad, you want to hide when your partner has PMS, or when your past partner had PMS, or do you mean she wants to hide? Maybe it's also, it's about communicating that. I know I can definitely improve in communicating with the people around me, and even including communicating with my partner when I am getting PMS. Because I used to be somebody that used to say, oh, I don't get PMS, I don't really get moody before my period. But as I've gotten older, I realized I'm actually moodier than I thought I was. Yes, I'll go home. And that's okay, everything happens as it's supposed to. And again, I think it's being kind with yourself and going off on a tangent a little bit. but sometimes we look at something in the past and we see it as a regret or somewhere we've wasted our time, whether it's a career or a relationship or a friendship, or like, I've wasted so much time with this person and now we're not together. But just because someone's right for you at one moment in time, it doesn't mean that they're wrong for you, full stop. It just means they're not right for you anymore. And there's so many lessons that we're being taught and given by the universe, and you wouldn't be where you are now if it wasn't for your past experiences and it wasn't for what you've gone through and what you've learned. So at the same time, being grateful for it and realizing that you wouldn't be where you are now if it wasn't for all those opportunities. I actually posted a video back a month or two ago called Me First or You First. So if you guys go to the video section of my business page, you'll be able to find the video that says Me First or You First. That touches on a similar concept of making sure you take care of yourself first. It's not always necessarily, is it just me or is it just you? Sometimes it's having that balance of, for example, if a friend wants to catch up with you and you just don't want to because you're exhausted, just say, I'd like to see you, but maybe not today. And maybe that's where the coming in with not having to be so extreme of it's just about me or it's just about you. Because I think that there is an element of when we do take care of ourselves, then we are actually telling other people that we love them as well. Because if we're not taking care of ourselves, then how can we give more love to them if our bucket's not full? And that's definitely something that I've been focusing on, particularly in the last few days, filling up my bucket again so that I can continue giving and sharing and experiencing as much as I possibly can. Because when I'm drained, I don't want to talk to anyone. And what we do when we're drained is we're trying to get everybody else's energy, or we're trying to blame other people, or we're expecting other people to make us happy when really it's up to us to be doing that. Oh, thanks guys. Lots of love. And it's really, for me, it's really about making sure that my cup is full as much as possible, especially during the time when I've got PMS. Like the last few days, I'm like, like this morning I had a pre-workout. I also had a coffee because I was checking out the Nespresso machines, and I've still just had a headache, and I had a hot pack on my back before this live because my back's hurting from my PMS. So yeah, understanding yourself, understanding your body, making time for yourself, I think is really, really, really crucial. There were, like I said, times in real estate where I learned how to do that, and it's been a constant journey remembering to embrace all parts of myself, including my inner. So to wrap up, I want to let you guys know, I'm not sure if you have seen some of the other, like 2 videos ago, number 6, but today is day number 8. And I did want to give away a free gift to help people become more self-aware and start to see their own blind spots and get to know themselves more, so that they can move forward in the areas that maybe they don't even realize they're creating blocks for themselves. So I've created a 7-day self-reflection challenge, and I'll put a link below. So make sure you, if you're interested, just put your details, like go to the link, put your details, and then you'll automatically get that download. And it's 4 questions for 7 days straight. So you can practice becoming more self-aware, having you time, and figuring out what's stopping you from moving forward. Come back when it was better. Oh, that's good, Brad. At least you didn't take it out on each other. Thanks, Jason. I will. In a couple of days, it will be over. It's just the cycles of a female's monthly cycle. But yeah, so anyone who's not watching live, again, feel free to comment, share, ask questions. Let me know what's going on with you guys and how you relate or didn't relate to the video. I would love to hear all about it. And I will see you guys tomorrow for day number 9. Speak to you soon. Lots of love. Bye.